Okay guys, so it's half term and I'm up at the museum because the museum's got an event on. It's got events on all the time. I've been to some before. This time it's a thing called Model Fest, which obviously, as it says on the tin, models. Some of it's going to be things like Scalextrics and other things, so we'll have a look inside and I'll show you what I mean. So the thing with the Model Fest is the museum's got loads of models and dioramas behind glass anyway, of airfields, railways, planes, all that sort of stuff. So this is stuff that people have built themselves and brought in. Now the last time I came here was to the Lego event, and when the Lego event was on, this whole cabinet was full of Lego. Or streets, and this time it's full of model cars and model people, as you can see, including black pigs. So of course I've brought my camera with me to take stills. This time I've brought the Pentax with a 35mm prime lens, so I'll be wandering around with this as well, take a few pictures and snaps which I'll show you. So also another reason I've come here today is there's Scalextric. They do a Scalextric part of this display, part of this Model Fest of course. And of course I had Scalextric. I've shown you Scalextric before in one of my videos. I will put a link down to that because it was quite a while ago, to be fair. Yeah, models. I used to build models when I was a kid, or probably a teenager actually. I think when I was a teenager, certain kids of certain ages, or certain people of certain ages, we say, did build models and things. We didn't have computer games, so we built models. I didn't build many of them, and I have definitely not got any of them left. I think the nicest one I ever built was a Ferrari 328, and it was a really, really good model. I had it for years, and then somehow it's disappeared. But I also had train set. I had a small train set, to be fair. My dad used to have an enormous train set. He had a whole room. In fact, my brother's spare room was the train set. Before my brother was moved into that room, he would share the room with me, and then my dad took the train set out of that room and gave it to my brother. But it was enormous, it took up a whole room. So my train set is still in the loft, although it's only very, very short and it's about 2 carriages. So yeah, that's not something I've kept or used ever since I was a kid. And as I said, the models, I don't know where they are. I think they all got destroyed or probably blown up. We did once build a model of a cruise liner. Me and my brother built this thing, I don't know, it's probably about that big of a cruise liner, big 4-funneled thing. And that ended up, I know where that ended up at the end of the garden, 35 feet away from us, and we shot it. We blew it to bits. Literally. But we started off by shooting off the lifeboats. So it had lifeboats down the side of it. Now these things were probably only a centimetre or probably half a centimetre each. And we was down the other end of the garden, 35 feet away, shooting off the little lifeboats. Yeah, excellent marksmanship practice. Although we did eventually, once we shot all the lifeboats off, we thought, well, we might as well shoot the rest of it, so it sort of got destroyed. And I think that's probably what happened with a lot of my models. They either got shot at or they got blown up in one way or another. The Ferrari didn't. My Ferrari, I just kept it for years and years and years. I don't know where it is. I probably got it somewhere, or it's in somebody else's loft. I don't know. But I haven't built a model and haven't had the inclination to build a model for donkey's years. Although I do with the Lego, of course. So a bit weird. Clearly things have moved on a little bit since I was a kid and just had a power converter on or off. One thing I never really owned as a kid was an RC car, or radio control car. My mates did, quite a few of them in fact. But I never got around to it myself. I think it was just too much hassle, to be fair. And they were expensive, and I didn't have the money at the time. These things are massive. But that's some proper paintwork. I mean, that's taken a bit of hard work to make that, hasn't it? Oh, and of course, here's my friend Thomas. And Thomas and Friends. I had plenty of this stuff when the kids were younger, because they had. But I probably played with it a lot more than they did, to be fair. And some RC helicopters, which are a little bit harder to get used to than the drones, of course. But pretty cool. I mean, they're big, a lot bigger than I thought, to be fair. And the time it takes to build this stuff is amazing. And the detail which some people put in, they're not just the kits with the stickers that you get. Some people go well over the top and add a lot more than you'd normally expect to get in the kit. This is something I love, the sort of builds of imperfect planes that are stored by crashed buildings or it's been dumped. Sort of a great look, a great realistic look, very realistic indeed. And as always, there's a load of events coming up for next year, including more Lego, which I said the last time, an open weekend, Comic Con, Wings and Wheels, which I hope to try and get to if I can. So there's a lot going on, and it always changes. Not this isn't the only stuff they do, there's a lot more stuff as well as this. So wonderful, literally as I walk out the door it starts raining. As you can see, it's absolutely pouring it down now. It was sunny when I got here, but you know, that's the way the weather's been the last few days. So yeah, if you don't get to see this event, there are other events here. It's still a very, very good day out. It's a good museum, it's not expensive. It's very good if you're into RAF history and you want to know about RAF history, the war, planes, all that sort of stuff. It's always worth a visit. And when there's events on, the events are usually very, very good. So especially the open cockpit weekends, they're really good because you get to sit in some of the planes that they've got here and have a good talk and discussions and stuff. They even do psychic medium evenings. I'll stick a poster picture of that here as well. That's a little bit different, a bit unusual. I've not been to one of them. I'm not sure if I would go to one of them, but anyway, this has been a nice little day out, worth a visit, and yeah, thanks again for watching. Cheers, bye bye.